the core of modelling, copying and adapting to achieve your goals. First, let's take a step back and get real about modelling. This isn't just something that other people do. You already do it every single day, but maybe you're not fully aware of it. When you see someone successful at something, whether it's public speaking, managing a team, or simply being organised, your brain naturally starts to copy. It's the human default mode. You're already modelling others, whether you realise it or not. You're always adapting the way you do things to what works for someone else. But here's the catch. You're not going to copy their entire life. You're just picking up the useful pieces that resonate with you, that feel right, and that, my friend, is how you transform from being stuck to being on fire. Think about how you learn to walk or talk. Did someone tell you the perfect formula for it? No, you modelled. You picked up the movements, the sounds, the behaviours, and slowly made it your own. A simple everyday behaviour you've already modelled. Let's say you've ever seen someone at a grocery store organising their cart like a pro, efficiently navigating the aisles like an Olympic event. They move swiftly, grab the items with precision, and leave you wondering how they do it without looking at the list every 5 seconds. That's modelling. You watched them, and something clicked in your brain. Maybe you didn't know exactly the strategy, but you've already started moving faster when shopping, choosing the items without hesitation. That's chunking down. Chunking down, breaking it into actionable steps. Let's chunk it down, really focus on the details. That efficient person isn't just randomly grabbing items. They've likely got a strategy. First, they grouped their list by sections: produce, dairy, frozen, etc. Second, they went to the aisle in the most efficient order, so they didn't backtrack. Third, they're consistently scanning for the fastest route, avoiding the slow lane. All these little chunks, the conscious decisions they make without even thinking about them, they're the actions. And you can now model and apply them to your own shopping. You're not copying their life. You're taking the key strategies and putting them in your world. Chunking up the bigger picture. Let's zoom out and chunk up. Why does this matter? Maybe you realise this little strategy helps you save time, which is a key value for you. Time is precious. You just model behaviour that aligns with your core value of efficiency. Modelling to solve problems. Let's take another example. You've got a friend who's a master decision maker. Everything they do seems well thought out, and they don't hesitate when making big decisions. It makes you jealous, right? But here's the thing. You can model this skill. Don't just admire it from a distance. Enlisting values and criteria. What you need to do is figure out what values drive their decision making. So you ask, how do you make decisions so quickly? What's the most important thing for you? They might say, I value clarity and trust in myself. Bam! You've just listed a core value that drives them. This value isn't just a fluffy concept. It's a real driver that fuels their decision. Now you can start modelling how they get to clarity. Maybe they use a quick decision matrix, or they've developed a gut instinct over time. They've figured out what works, and you can model it to shortcut your path to the same clarity. Pacing and leading. You're pacing them by understanding their values and behaviours, and then you lead yourself to think and act the way they do. You might say, okay, they trust their gut. So when I need to make decisions, I listen to my gut more. When you model, you're not just copying their actions, you're connecting their emotional driver, clarity, trust, to the actions that they take, decision making, and you're leading yourself to that same outcome. Interrupting limiting beliefs. Let's break the wall down. Here's the kicker. Most people, they don't model successfully because they get stuck in limiting beliefs. It's the wall that stops you from making change. You know that little voice that says, "This is too hard," or "I'll never be as good as they are." That's fear. Fear of failure, fear of being judged, fear of looking stupid. But guess what? Fear is bullshit. Reframing the fear. Reframe the voice. Instead of hearing, "This is too hard," start hearing, "This challenge will teach me something new." Instead of hearing, "I'll never be as good," hear, "I just have to model and make it my own." Here's the real truth. If someone else can do it, so can you. The only thing separating you is your willingness to break through the fear and start modeling the right behaviour. You've modelled your entire life. Have you modelled how you talk, how to walk, how to tie your shoes? You've modelled all kinds of behaviour since you were a kid. And now it's time to model success. And let me tell you, it's easier than you think. The science, the power of your brain. Your mirror neurons, they're like a superpower. When you see someone do something, your brain doesn't know the difference between you doing it or them. It's like your brain automatically downloads their behaviour and suddenly you can do it too. You already do it. You already model stuff naturally. You're constantly looking around at what works, copying it and adapting it. The key now is getting intentional about it. So when you see someone killing it in their field, ask yourself, what are they doing? What are the key things that make them work? Then go out and do the same, break it down, then chunk it up to see the bigger picture. The fear of judgment, let's be real, people, they often don't act because they're afraid of being judged. But here's the no bullshit truth. Who cares? Do you think someone who's successful gives a crap about what others think? Hell no. They care about results. And that's the mindset you need. The minute you let go of fear and realise no one is watching you as closely as you think, the game changes. Modelling the big picture. Here's how it all fits together. You want to model because it's how you get what you want. You find what works, figure out why it works, then apply it to your life. You chunk it down, small steps, chunk it up, connecting to the big picture. You use your values and criteria to power through the fears and the limiting beliefs. In the process, you interrupt old patterns that keep you stuck. You break free. You create a new future where you're in control. You're not copying anymore. You're becoming your own version of them, more powerful than ever before. Here's the deal. Life doesn't give a shit if you're stuck. It's up to you to make a change. And now you've the tools to do it. Every time you model someone, chunk things down, break the old patterns and take action, you're moving closer to the life that you want. And guess what? It'll start feeling effortless. You'll be modelling without even thinking about it. It'll be like second nature. And that's when the magic happens. So next time you see someone who's doing something you admire, don't just sit there, model it, make it yours, and use it to create your reality.